suspend the rules because Mike is out of state, is unable to dial in. Spencer Park is the other member of this board. He is in another county, but he'll be participating by phone. I'll be the only one here today. So with that, let's go ahead and begin our agenda. So we're looking first at the minutes from our last meeting in May of 17 of this year. Are there any comments on the content of those minutes? They look pretty straightforward to me as I remember them. Spencer, do you have any comments on the minutes from May?
Pepper, I wasn't present at that meeting. I don't know if you want to continue them to our next meeting to approve them, or
You were.
I wasn't there.
I think you were not there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can attest to the content and the format.
I'm more okay to approve them if you're okay with them.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Yes. Okay.
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the minutes as presented.
Okay. And I can second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that passes 2-0. Review the financial statements. Deneen, could you get us a recap of what we're looking at?
Sure. So in the financial statement packet, we have 3 schedules. The first is a budget to actual tracking schedule. Everything is on track with the budget. There's no unexpected or material variations from the budget. The next set of reports is the balance sheet. So the items that are going to be on that financial statement that would be of note are the cash balances, the accounts receivable, and then the fund balance. And the condition of those items has not changed materially. The district has a positive cash balance for both the general fund and the capital projects fund. And then the last schedule is essentially the income statement, which just shows the breakdown of the revenues and expenditures. Essentially, it takes the budget to actuals and just breaks the actuals down into the categories so you can kind of see where the expenditures are. And again, as I mentioned with the budget to actual, there's nothing that's varying from the budget in any material degree. So I don't have any notes. The district is in a favorable financial position.
And this is current as of 4 days ago.
Correct.
Okay. The $2 million in ARPA, that's for the new well. Not this, is that progressing, Brady?
Yeah.
I'm off topic. I realize that, but I thought I'd better ask it.
Brady Christensen with Public Works. The ARPA funding for the well is in place, and we are in process of getting the specs so we can send that out to bid and get the water lines progressing towards the city. The other item that we'll probably discuss it later, but the water rights folks are on board with us. We've given them all our information. They've been communicating back and forth with us on that. So we are looking at our second well with that. And we haven't heard any finalization on that, but it is being worked on.
Okay, any idea when the specs portion will be
Glenn
done?
is working on that. I'll verify that with him and I can let you know. I know they want to get it done so we can get it out to
The last
bid.
time we talked, it's been some months, we were down to about 13 residents, and we had 13 residents to go before we'll be forced by the state to get a second well. So
Yep, we're getting close. Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Deneen, I apologize for interrupting you on that. Any other thoughts on this?
That was it.
Spencer, do you have any comments or observations about this, the budget?
No, I think they look good. This is just a review, right? We don't have to approve this.
Yeah, this is simply a review. Yeah. Okay. So then with that, we'll go on to item number 3, review, approve, and authorize payment of invoices and other current obligations for professional services, operations, maintenance, and other expenses. And those are broken out on the invoices, or at least the billing statement. And it has to do with Rocky Mountain Public Works, the wages.
Right, and those categories have previously been approved by the board. There's really three payments that need to be approved during this meeting. One of them is just a ratification because there was emergency water line repair that the board had approved separately, so this is just a ratification of that. We usually have a blanket approval for about $2,500 in parts to allow Public Works to spend that money without having to come back for approval each time. And then there was a change in the insurance amount from Utah Local Governments Trust. They used to bill us on a calendar year, January through December. They've changed now to a July to June billing, and so there was a payment to change the timing of that.
Okay.
So those are the three payments that need to be approved during the meeting today.
As a question, when you said the $2,500 for parts, we changed a lot of thresholds for funding this or that professional services and whatnot. Does the $2,500 also need to be increased for equipment repairs, parts?
I will defer to Brady if he thinks 2,500 or 5,000 is enough. There was $2,500 that was approved at the beginning of the year, so that lasted about 8 months, 7-8 months.
And so we've used it up then? Okay.
Correct, which is why it's coming again to be approved.
Okay. I'll have to talk about that later, Brady. Make that a separate agenda item if need be. Okay. Spencer, any comments?
Yeah, if there's no other comment on that, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve those three payments, ratify the one and approve the other two.
Got it. I can second that motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes 2-0. Number 4, review and approve or deny outstanding receivables, past due accounts, and place or remove liens and take necessary corrective action. Denise, we should really have you just up here orchestrating all of this.
So there is a lien that has been issued. The board approved that during the meeting in May.
May.
And then 3 lots have been sent second notices. So they'll be receiving a notice of disconnection within the month. That could also lead to potential liens. That would be an action that I would recommend for the board today, is that they go ahead and approve that if there's no response to the notice of disconnection. And then there's 33 property owners that have unpaid balances that are older than 30 days. Most of the time, those get caught up. It probably seems like a little bit of a high number, but when we usually send a letter indicating that it hasn't been paid, usually people pay both months. So
And this is water and property tax, or?
nope, just the water fees.
Just the water portion? Okay.
Right. And you can see from the aging below that the biggest majority of the receivables are current. 6,300 of the total receivable balance is less than 30 days old.
So the 33 owners make up for the difference of the vast majority of the $10,000 then?
Correct.
Okay.
So if there aren't any other questions, like I say, the only item I would recommend is for those 3 lots, if they don't respond to the notice of disconnection, to go ahead and approve the placement of the liens. That follows the district's billing procedures.
Yeah.
How long ago did those notices get sent out?
Hopefully this week, but within the next month.
Yeah. Because the content of this agenda item says place or remove liens, so I'm more inclined to go ahead and place the liens and not remove the liens.
Right.
So we'll probably, as part of the
There's
motion,
none that were, yeah, so I would make a motion that we would go ahead and approve staff to replace those liens if no action is taken after the notifications have been sent out.
and then remove the words or remove liens in this agenda. So what we're talking about is, excuse me, past due accounts and place liens and take necessary corrective action. So we're not going to remove any liens in this action today.
We're not removing anything, right? We're just
Yes.
going to replace them on those three.
Yeah, so we'll strike those words or remove. And,
Okay.
and then I can go ahead and second your motion then to review and approve outstanding receivables, past due accounts, and place liens and take necessary corrective action. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 2-0. Number 5, review and adopt capital projects plan for Soldier Summit Special Service District.
So this is just something that is on the agenda once a year. There really hasn't been any material changes in the capital projects plan. The ARPA project is on the plan in 2022. Timing-wise, the funds had to be encumbered by 2024, which that is done. And then the district will have until the end of 2026 to actually spend the funds. So that project may actually go multiple years, but I just put it all in the current year right now, not knowing what the timing is going to look like.
Yeah, in the language they say the funds have to be obligated by December 31, 2024. So encumbered and obligated is one and the same.
Correct. Right.
Okay. Good. That water line construction should include also the creating a new well too, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you could add that to that particular line, water line construction, put well and water line construction.
Sure.
I've been fixated ever since this came up a year ago. So I'm happy if we could just add that in there. Spencer, do you have any additional thoughts or motion?
I don't think so. What is soft starts on pumps? What does that mean?
Soft starts on
Well,
pump.
I'm not really having any issue with it. I'm just more curious than anything.
Yeah, that's number 5 on that list under project. Soft starts on pumps. You use cotton wads to make it move or something?
Yeah, they are installed to lessen the power load. They bring them pumps up slowly rather than you turn the breaker on and they signal that it's time to start. They'll just give it a surge and start them. These soft starts will bring the pumps up slowly so the power consumption is not quite as big.
Oh, okay.
And so they're going ahead. So we're installing those this year, and then we've got the upcoming maintenance on them for the upcoming years.
Yeah,
that what the
I'm not
accounting fee
positive.
is?
We've got the well. The well building is completed. That one's got a soft start on. We've got to look at the other 2 buildings. Each of those buildings has 2 pumps in it, so it'll take 2 soft starts. So we're kind of, with everything else going on, we may look at maybe combining that one. We have contractors up there doing the other things. We'll maybe throw those in. So we may have to roll that money out for another year or so we can get it done. But plan is to do that, yes. That answer your questions?
Absolutely. Thank you. I think
Thanks, Spencer.
that's all right. I just wanted a little clarification. I'm just curious. Yeah, I would, if no other questions, then I'd go ahead and approve the Soldier Summit Special Service District Capital Projects Plan as presented.
And then we'll just add the word well and the word and before water line construction as part of that concept. So all in favor say aye.
Last item.
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 2-0. Number 6, review and tentatively approve the 2023 Soldier Summit Special Service District budget. Deneen?
So this is a statutory requirement for the board to approve a tentative budget on or before November 1st, and just based upon the schedule of meetings, that means today is the day to review that tentative budget. There's been no changes really from 2022 approved budget to the proposed tentative 2023 budget. The materials, supplies, and services, I did increase that amount just because of inflationary factors, but the majority is still the same as what happened this year.
And Brady, on the inflationary factors, do you see a whole lot of costs going up with our parts and the maintenance?
I hope not. I'm hoping we've leveled out, but it's hard to say. There's some, probably ought to talk, or I'll just throw something at me. Brady with Public Works. It's hard to say on parts. There's some things, I mean, electrical parts, we ordered stuff the other day, or we're going to order stuff for some work in one of our parks up the canyon, and we were a year and a half out to get trailer pedestals so some stuff is crazy. I know windows can be a problem, electrical breakers, so it's hard to say, but I think you're going to start seeing stuff level off, I hope, or we're all going to be in trouble, but it's hard to say. It's probably a good thing to add 15% inflation in there, I would guess.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Brady.
So do we need to modify that with that 15%, or are we okay as the tentative budget is?
As budgeted, it's more than 15%.
Perfect.
Okay.
Then I would go ahead and make a motion that we go ahead and approve the 2023 tentative budget as presented.
And I can approve are we talking 2023 budget? Yeah, I'm ready to make a motion, or approve that item number 6 for the 2023 Soldier Summit Special Service District budget. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passed 2-0. Number 7, set date, time, location for public hearing on final approval of the 2023 Soldier Summit Special Service District budget for 10 a.m. November 15th here in this office. Any comments on that timing? Were you good with that date? There's a possibility of a UAC conference that same week, so we'll see where that location is. I may be going back and forth. Can you make a motion on that, Spencer?
Sorry, I'm just looking into that. I think,
It's a week before Thanksgiving.
yeah, I'm trying to, I might be out of town that week. That doesn't mean I can't maybe join by phone somehow.
We've learned a lot through COVID.
You what?
I said we've learned and adjusted a lot due to the COVID environment.
Yes, yeah. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve that date if that works with your UAC conference.
I think so, yes.
We will make it work.
Okay, and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So that passes 2-0. Number 8, set date, time, and location for the next board meeting, which is also 10 a.m. November 15, 2022, here in this office. If there are no comments, is there a motion?
I will go ahead and make a motion to approve that for the next board meeting.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes 2-0. Now we move to public comment. Any public comments? You have one on Zoom? Okay, go ahead and put that person on. John Nielsen. Okay.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, John. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. My name is John Nielsen. I live at 22172 Snowbird Drive up on top of the mountain. One concern that I have is that in May, my wife and I were up on our property and had almost no water pressure to our lot. And we are getting ready to build up there, and, you know, we're required to have sprinklers and certain fire suppression guarantees of things that are going on there. Part 2 of that, we understand there's some excesses of abuse of the culinary system up on the mountain, and we, you know, would like to be assured that when we move in there that those abuses are not taking place, and that there's going to be adequate water pressure for the protection of our home, for insurance costs and things like that. I don't know if you can comment or would like to comment, but it would be nice to have assurances that culinary abuses aren't going to happen so that it's available. Thank you.
Brady, could you talk to that? Is this, is there infrastructure issues here, or someone is just drawing too much water elsewhere?
Brady with Public Works. First that I've heard of anything of water problems or pressures, so I would hope in the future if there is a problem, let us know, but I don't know of any infrastructure problems. I know there's been some overuse of water in some of the lots. It shouldn't affect pressures, but
Yeah, we changed the water
we did
billing
have
schedule.
a couple of leaks that we found up there, but that was later this summer, so I don't think there's an infrastructure issue. I don't know if John's still with us. Do you know have you had people in looking at your pressures on your water as it comes into your property, John?
I haven't had anybody come in and specifically look at the pressures on the property. I know when we had the water installed a year ago, we turned our hydrants on, and I mean, it was very nice. It just blew stuff out everywhere. And then when we were up there in May, we turned the hydrant on, and there was just barely a trickle. We have been back up there in July, and the pressure was back up as we would have expected. So now I know kind of the system. I'll know where to make contact. Thank you.
Yes, if you just call us at Public Works, I think it's posted, or you can get with Lori and she can direct you to whomever. But if you ever have that trouble, let us know. I apologize that you had some issues, but we're there to help, and there may have been a rock in the system that finally blew through. There could be a number of things, but keep us informed if you have any more issues. But you should have plenty of pressure up there to run your fire sprinklers the way that was engineered and designed.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, John. Are there any other public comments online, Alice? Okay, then we'll have one here in person.
Hi, I'm Lori Sudweeks, and some of us are questioning Robert Baird had brought up a question, or he had said that there were some shares that he had purchased for a price, and then we were hiring, I thought, and we were going to get the results at this meeting, the results from his belief that those shares were for our Soldier Summit District. And it hasn't been addressed, and I'm not sure where we are with that.
Turn to Brady again.
I did briefly mention that earlier. The water rights folks that we have on contract now are looking into that. We gave them that information, it's been over a month ago now. We've been in communications. I have no idea what they're finding out. They ask all kinds of questions, so they're digging deep and trying to figure things out. But as of yet, we have not heard a verdict on whether that water can transfer. So as soon as we hear something, we'll let the board know and we can get that word out to folks.
And I guess they could follow up in another few weeks to see if there's anything more has moved forward before we meet again. Are there any other public comments?
Sorry, Lori Sudweeks again. John, his timing of when he was up on the mountain was actually when a lot of water was used by, we believe, we're not positive, but we believe Robert Baird had used a lot of water at that time.
Okay.
So I know that the question I think John had been asking, and I don't know, Brady, what the deal is, but it does seem that when there's a lot of water used, that's exactly when John was up there at that time. We're just not sure. I mean, I'm not saying that he did or anything. I just know that there is a pond now that has been filled, and I don't know what water was used to use that.
Okay. All right. Are there any other public comments? Then anything else from the staff? Okay. Now we can make a motion to adjourn. Spencer?
Let's go ahead and make that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone. You got here just in time.